Open discussion, let's bring it straight to the table. This the EBL experience where we talk about the realest shit. Everybody feeling.
What's going on, everybody, man? This is your main man, Uncle E, and this is the EBL experience. You know, as always, to the left, we got Lady B.
Yo, what up?
Across from me, my man, Dr. Tig.
Hey, what's up?
And today we have a very, very, very special guest in the studio today, man. A West Bank guy. Went to John Everett, you feel what I'm saying? He played the football and everything, you know. My guy, Mr. Carl Cavalier, you know. What you say, man?
Appreciate y'all for having me, bro.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you for coming.
Yeah, man, it's an honor, bro.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
Truly is.
You know, usually we start out with a black spotlight on the show, and we kind of highlight somebody that's black that's doing something great, something big. But I guess that's gonna be you today.
That's you, man.
Guess that's gonna be you today.
Yeah, bro, you don't even know, like, you are definitely a part of Black history, man. People gonna remember you for forever, man. You already stamped in history, you know.
Yeah, I guess I don't stop and look at it like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, you living in the moment,
Right.
Going
right.
through a process, a stressful process sometimes. So
Yes,
you know,
sir.
don't
But-
stop to think about that.
Definitely
Yeah,
understand that.
I think you know what you're doing is big for the culture.
Of course, yeah.
And big in repairing that relationship between our culture and and cops as well. So we appreciate you.
I guess not for me. It's not so much as trying to repair a relationship right now. You know, maybe down the line, but right now, I'm just looking at the fact of getting the culture to see, like, look, we need to come together. You know, we need to realize that you can't just pray for everybody. You know, you can't just sing the old Negro spiritual while people beating you over your head. So,
Right.
Right,
you
yeah.
know, for us not to just settle for anything, I think we real complacent and real submissive, and I just don't like that. You know.
Definitely, man.
Okay. So I mean, we want to start off like real light, like just kind of getting to know you. Maybe your educational background, why you got into being a cop, why you wanted to be a cop. Was this always something you wanted to do, or did that evolve for you?
Being a cop happened, I guess, just based off my major. I was majoring in the college at Jackson State. At that time, I was still homeless, so the grades was bad. You know, I was doing bad, didn't have money, nothing like that. So my partner was working in Terrebonne Parish, Sheriff's Office. He was a cop already, and my major was already criminal justice. I called him and told him I needed a job. You know, because I went for years, just hungry and just barely getting by. So I guess I got tired of that, and plus my grades were suffering, so I was just wasting time in school. So just started being a cop from there, and after getting into law enforcement, it was something new for me. And it taught me a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it taught me a lot. It taught me a different side of being a man. Raising a family and things like that. Because you get around those young white guys, and they already got in their mind about the family structure, and a lot of them was already married, like at 22, 21.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. So I learned about credit score and all the important things you're supposed to know already. So
I got you.
yeah.
That's what's up, though. I would never see it from that perspective. Just helping you grow as a man. So I can appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's that's something you wouldn't think cop work would do.
Not really.
Yeah,
Not really.
I detail some of that in my book.
Okay.
In my book NWB, I detail it loosely follows my life as a police officer, and my personal life too. So
loosely.
Yeah, loosely. Yeah. Cause it's based on my life, and also it's kind of like fiction too. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's what's up. Tell you what you got.
Yeah, so I was watching the interview you had with Mr. Martin.
Roland Martin.
Roland Martin?
Okay, yeah.
So it said in the interview that you went back after the incident. You went back to work with them. Are you currently still working with them? How did that kind of work out?
At the time, because I went on Roland Martin twice. So at the time, I think the first time I went on Roland Martin, they were asking me why did I want to go back.
Okay.
And I explained to them that it was important for me to go back to kind of give courage to the ones that stayed quiet, to the cops that stayed quiet, to the cowards, to the ones that stayed quiet because they had other plans, whatever the case may be. So, Louisiana State Police their whole goal is to make an example of you. Make an example of you. If you speak out and speak up, they want to show the other ones that remain quiet, like, look, don't do this. We're gonna do you just like we did with Carl Cavalier.
Right.
So my whole thing is, I've already landed on my feet. If you ask me, I've already landed on my feet. I've already been successful in this whole stressful situation, but I'm still working towards a bigger goal. And that what I explained to Roland Martin was that the bigger goal is to show everybody else that you can land on your feet. So we can have incidents where, the George Floyd situation doesn't happen because you got the other officers around him that's gonna just snatch him off of George Floyd's neck.
Right,
It can fix itself.
Yeah,
the
right.
problem can fix itself if you got more decent officers to say, look, man, we're not doing that.
Right.
Go ahead, get your uniform, get him out of here, get him fired.
Yeah, I know for a long time I felt like, when cops look at black people, they see, it's like they all bad. You ever hear that all black people bad, and then black people feel like that about cops too. Like, it seems like they have more bad cops than good ones. Is that your experience?
I would say you got a lot of followers, just like in life. I think in life there's more followers than anybody else. So you're gonna see that. So I think those cops that you classify as bad, those are the ones that's being quiet. They're not actively, kneeling on nobody's neck. They're not actively choking nobody out or shooting nobody. Unarmed people. They're not actively doing that thing. But I look at them, as being just as bad as the people who's kneeling on necks and shooting unarmed citizens because they're not saying anything. They're not doing anything. You're part of the problem. So,
Right.
To answer your question more directly, do I see more bad than good? Yeah, I would say yeah, because of those reasons. Because you want to be quiet. I say you're a coward because you have those cops that state troopers, cops, whatever, that'll be heroes to their family because they're a cop. So they come home to the barbecue or come home to a family function, and the family's looking at that cop as a hero. But why? Just because he got a uniform, just because he's a cop, but on the job he's a coward. Some cops that we may know, some cops that we may be closely acquainted with, they're just cowards. They don't stand up for anything of substance. You might think a cop in your head. I don't know if you know a cop or not, but you might say, I know this cop, he cool. But why is he cool though? Just because he might let you slide on a ticket? That ain't enough. That goes back to earlier what I said. We're too submissive. We settle for anything. So I'm gonna say this cop is cool just because he'll let me slide on a ticket, but he won't pull nobody off your ass, a white cop off your ass when they beating you or doing you something wrong. He won't do that. That would make him cool. That would make him a cool cop right there.
I see. Okay. What they call it, the blue wall of silence, is that?
Yeah, the blue wall of silence.
Okay.
So it's about changing the definition of the cool cop, pretty much. Looking for a different version of what we know as the cool cop.
Right.
I guess it's not enough to come to the neighborhood and play basketball one time and then you got the cameras pointing.
Right.
Look at the cop. He's playing basketball with these black guys, and
Right.
he's out of there.
Yeah, drop Christmas presents off when it's Christmas time or whatever. I mean, some of the same stuff I used to do, but there was something deeper in me because when I did that, it was really, I never recorded nothing or put it on for the camera. But if you do, all right, cool, because you're still spreading love, spreading a good message or whatever's good. But when it's a serious situation, are you gonna be that same stand-up cop though? That's the question.
So why is that? Do you think it's like more fraternity, like a fraternity going on? Like, why does this group have so much hold over not just that police department, but you could say a lot of them around the country?
Damn near all of them.
Right, and then the other ones, if you wanna be a cop, then you gotta be quiet. Pretty much. Why does this?
When it comes to protecting other
cops,
cops,
right? Does this group have a power, or is it like outnumbering, or like?
Man, it's way deeper than that. And the only reason I know because I was in multiple agencies.
How many have you been?
Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. I started as a correction officer, so that's one level. And then within that same agency, I went to a road officer.
Okay.
So after that, I went to state police, of course. and also had the opportunity to go federal and things like that. But it's a complex question, and it garners a complex answer. Like the Blue Wall of Silence or Sheriff's Association, they have a lot of political pull.
Yeah.
You would think like the Sheriff's Association, which is directly related to sheriff's office and police departments and things like that. Man, they have pull from the governor on down. Within the state. They control who get elected. They have a real big influence over that. And it's just a big, I would say like a Girl Scout club. And it's a lot of peer pressure. So you have these young dudes coming from high school or college, and they really don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. So when you get into Louisiana State Police, it's like a military camp. Their whole purpose is to strip you down, and instill in you what they want to instill in you as a person and as an officer, how they want you to be. So if that's a toxic environment and you don't know yourself, right. So if I go in there, I don't know who Carl Cavalier is before I get there, I'm gonna just go with the program.
Definitely go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. Even though I made a play football with you, you see me on the side of the road with my uniform on, and I really don't know who I am as a person. But now I'm a state trooper. I'm probably gonna act weird with you now. Even though we play football again, I'm gonna act weird with you now. I'm gonna act like you're gonna call me fake, and rightfully so. But so it's a lot of that. It's a lot of it's a lot of dudes don't really know themselves. A lot of women don't know themselves.
You just explained something to me that make perfect sense.
Yeah. So they get in there and just do whatever's the norm, whatever's the popular thing to do. You got somebody like me in there, I'm going to stand out. I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb because I'm not acting like that. I'm never going to act like that because I don't feel comfortable within myself. Right. Because I have young boys to raise, I have kids to raise. I can't go home trying to show them how to be a man, and I can't be a man myself.
Exactly,
So
right.
Just a short answer, I guess, to that.
So,
open discussion, let's bring it straight to the table. This the EBL experience where we talk about the realest shit. Everybody feeling